Hey, you guys. I hope that you are having a good day. And if you're not having a good day, I hope that your tomorrow is so much better. But I really wanted to put this video out because I need the reminder, and I know somebody else needs the reminder too, that there are so many things in this life that are just not worth worrying and stressing about. Like there are so many things that we just should not care about, that we invest so much time into caring about. So I'm gonna tell you a little story, and hopefully it'll help shape a perspective for what really matters and what doesn't. So I grew up very, very, very low class. I did not have a good upbringing, but what I did have, and what I thank God for all the time, is my amazing mother and grandmother. I had the most amazing mother and grandmother. Like, they are just phenomenal, and they are my blessings, and I thank God for them every single day. But what I also had was a lot of insecurities. Like, your girl was insecure to the max, and some people are like, what? No, like, literally I feel like I was a walking insecurity because I cared so much about my appearance and my body size, and the fact that I couldn't spell worth a crap, and I barely passed any of my classes, and I just wasn't the pretty enough or the smart enough girl or whatever. I just had a bajillion insecurities, and to the point where it pretty much shaped and molded me into a completely robotic version of myself, to where I didn't even know who I was. And I felt like I had to always be the people pleaser, you know? I wanted to make people laugh. I wanted to make people smile. I wanted everybody to be happy outside of myself, because I felt like if everybody else was happy, then I would be all right. You know, if everybody else is pleased, then there's nothing really to worry about. And that became a very heavy burden to bear. However, I got so comfortable wearing that mask of perfectionism and trying to please everybody and trying to make everybody happy. It really took so much away from who I truly was. And I didn't really realize that until I was about a junior in high school, whenever my grandmother, who had already been battling cancer, she got really sick. She got really, really sick. And honestly, I was so convinced that she was going to be healthy and that she was going to live forever. Like, there was nothing in me that made me think that I had to worry about her. Like, this woman is a praying woman. This woman knows God. I was not worried about her salvation. I wasn't worried about her passing away from cancer or anything like that, because I'd seen her be healed from cancer before, and I was convinced that God would heal her again. She did end up passing away, and that was easily probably one of the most heartbreaking moments of my entire life. And I think death changes us in ways that we cannot even begin to understand. And I think it really does affect the way we think and we move. And I think death reminds us so often of what really matters and what doesn't. I'm not trying to be a crybaby or get all sad. And it's even crazy how it's been like, I think like eight years since she passed, and I'm literally like, this stuff can still make your eyes water. But when you lose someone who is like a parent to you, you know, somebody who really, you know, helped mature you into who you are, it really shook me. And at that time, I was really into working out, you know, and I would go for walks pretty much every single day, because in the process of her about to pass away and her getting to those last few days, it was very intense. Like, it was intense, and I think I had to come to terms with the fact that she was actually going to die. And so I was walking fast, and I would just think out loud, and I would just have my headphones in and I would just be thinking. And I remember there would be cars just driving by, and I would always be so nervous about those cars passing by. I would always be looking at those cars and I'd be like, dang, I probably go to school with this person. I go to school with that person. Like, I don't even want them to see me out walking. That's how insecure I was, you know? But those last few days, I stopped caring so much about what people thought about me. As I realized, hey, somebody you love so much is passing away, and all of a sudden, what your classmates think of you doesn't matter. You know, what your school crush thinks of you doesn't matter. The fact that you have mismatched socks on does not matter. You know, like the fact that you grew up poor does not matter. And it would be in those moments where I'm literally walking and then I start running because all of a sudden I don't care anymore. Like all of a sudden, all these thoughts are going through my head and I'm like, I don't care. I don't really care about what these people think of me. And deep down, it doesn't matter. Like, it does not matter. Like, compared to loving people and compared to spending time with the people that you care the most about and compared to living and dying and cherishing moments, like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And I just remember running and feeling so free. Like, I remember taking off and just feeling free and not caring about the way I looked or the way I ran or how stupid it was or any of that. Like, I just remember that freedom. And, you know, when she finally passed, and I remember this day specifically, I was jogging, I was running so hard. And I stopped and I literally screamed and I cried. And I just literally went down on my knees in the middle of the street. I didn't care, you know, I just cried out. But how freeing that was to not have to carry that weight in that moment of what people thought of me mattered and sticks with me to this day. And so I know a lot of people don't always talk about their insecurities or their people pleasing or their perfectionism that they deal with, right? But as somebody who's comfortable enough to say it, I'll be the one to say it. I did, and sometimes I still do. But this gentle reminder of what actually matters and how free it was, how comfortable I was just being who I am and running and not caring. That's how we should live every single day. Like every single day you have in this life should be spent on thinking and pondering on the good things and what actually matters. The fact that you get to hug your loved ones is a blessing. The fact that you woke up today is a blessing, okay? It doesn't matter if you wear knockoffs or name brand. It does not matter if you grew up rich or poor. Like, none of that actually matters. What's on your social media feed does not matter. But what does matter is cherishing the time you have on this earth with the people you love and going after your dreams, going after what makes you feel alive, loving God, living for Jesus. Like, those things matter. Everything else is minor. Everything else is just another excuse to think about something that is not going to bring you any peace. So please hear me when I say this. Don't waste another moment thinking about things that are not good for you. Don't waste another second trying to please or drain yourself for somebody else. Enjoy your life. Enjoy it because you don't know how long you're going to have it. Enjoy every second. Hug and hold on to the people that you have in your life a little bit longer, a little bit closer. Take the trip. Go see your family. Do what actually matters. And don't waste another second doing anything that doesn't. Anyway, I didn't want to come on here and blab and cry. So I'm glad I didn't. But I really hope that this reminds me and you of how much we just need to be free and how easily we can be free if we choose to. Good night.